that. Okay. Yeah, yesterday we discussed till user provisioning settings. Now we will discuss on the user defaults. Maintain user defaults. So this is a, we can say this task is an optional, and also as well as a GRC administrator, we can do some BRF plus modifications, BRF plus configuration in this task, so that user groups will be assigned to users. This task is a bit difficult, but SAP will provide the standard BRF plus function. With that, we can achieve, but it has several steps, because we will assign based on the system. We will assign user groups. First of all, in normal process of automation, in the access request management, user group will be a very challenge. How we will assign user group to backend systems? Without BRF plus function, we cannot we cannot assign the user groups that much accurate, because considering ECC system has several number of roles, like EWM process, P2P process, OTC process, basis, security. There are several teams. So all these teams we need to assign the user group, means it is a big challenge. There are a couple of methods. We will discuss all the methods. Probably 3 methods we will discuss. But I will share one wiki link. Also, I have opened that wiki link. How we will configure and how it will got assigned. But first we will discuss on the details. Then we'll check the different options. Generally, why user groups are required? Not only user groups, why user defaults needs to be configured in the system. SU01, there is a defaults tab. It consists the logon language, time zone, date format, and as well as additionally logon data user group. So we need to automate the complete process. For this, SAP GRC has provided a standard BRF plus functions. So access control, access application, BRF plus function mapping. This is user defaults SAP, and this is the standard BRF plus ID. Right now I'm not going to in details, deeper details, because you don't know the BRF plus the complete functionality. Once we will complete, then probably we'll discuss on high level how this BRF plus got configured. So with help of this standard functionality, we will configure the user groups and user defaults for any of the system. Right now, the option 1, using BRF plus functionality. So first we will configure the systems, user groups and target connector. Suppose this is the GRC system. We can give any description or user group. Super group, it has only one group. Yeah, super group. So logon language you can give, or probably can give uh, CST time zone. Date format. So MMDD general US format, and user group active save. As soon as the entry came, entry reflect here, okay, and select and assign the user group. Super. So yeah, no, this is one format is, oh, sorry. This user group authorization generally it is a description. This is the user group right place. Even if you are not assigned this, there is no issue, but you must assign to set user group. Okay. Once we create one system, the default ID will be assigned, like sequence number one. Okay. The sequence number one got created. Similarly, we will create uh, I need to check. User groups will not be there. Right? Oh, it has RFC issue. Okay, 1 minute. Oh my goodness. This also is. Hey, just give 1 minute. There are some RFC connection issues. This looks like. No, no, it was not password issue. It seems to be authorization issue. Oh, SAP all system. This one. Actually closed. It should not come. Um, oh, sorry, I forgot. So I'm selecting another group. So this is active. I just created here. Date format. CST time zone. Then date. Mm-hmm. Which one? No, we can mention. That is, what is that? FIGR. You can mention. Okay, like this, we will create the user groups. Each system, it has multiple groups. Like we discussed, S4 HANA, it has a plenty of groups. All the groups we will map it to connector, but we need to make sure that the default ID will be created. As soon as this is created, what we will do, based on the um, this is look like a BRF plus a decision table. So 001 is the create account. Suppose this is GRC system, so we need to maintain default ID like 001. Same S4H CLNT 100 request type 001. 002 would be the default ID. So like this, we will maintain the default IDs in the BRF plus table. As soon as the request got created, with help of this default, the respective system user group, either a super sub if it is a GRC system, if it is S4 HANA, it will be assigned to FIGR. Like this, it will assign. Okay. Here, one drawback. Okay, you might observe we cannot enter multiple entries here because the same S4H for the system, I will not create multiple entries. There is a drawback. So we will assign common user groups for each company code. So in the input, you might insert another business process or any company code. Based on that, we will create multiple entries for the system. This is the drawback in the standard BRF plus function. Are you getting me, or do you need to repeat? Okay, this is system. System. Okay, then request type, then BRF plus ID. Okay, or sorry, default ID, not BRF plus. This is what the standard condition. So system G12 CLNT 001, request type 001, default user ID 1. Okay, default ID 1. Now S4H CLNT 100. Here also same. Here 2. Okay, as a standard BRF plus, we will be able to create only one entry. Like if I select S4, I will select this one. Okay, system will get confused. Which user group needs to assign to user? System will not default assign to user group because you have 3, right? System cannot assume. You are feeding the data. Okay, system cannot assign, and system got confused which default ID needs to be assigned to user. In this situation, again you need to insert either a business process, maybe what is super, right? Basis. So here F5 might be here. What we have selected. Okay, suppose assume it is P2P. So based on these 3 inputs, then the default ID will be assigned. In case if the new business process which was not updated, and it won't assign the default ID and the parallel user group, but request got failed, auto provisioning failure. So you need to make sure that the data is appropriate and the default ID with respect to system. Also, the request type. Are you getting now? So make sure for any additional conditions, to satisfy additional conditions, you need to insert multiple inputs, either a company code, business process. Based on that, you will be able to assign the default IDs. Standard, na? Meaning in the request business, in the request access request, you will get the business process, right? No, Spro. No. In the Spro, you will define, right, the complete business process. Yes, any role, the business process and sub process you will maintain as one of the input, and also you can maintain in the request. Why WH is not long? See, in the access request page, you need to feed the one of the input. Yes. No, 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 no. It's in the role. Okay, you are asking a very big question. I will let you know. I'll no, no. I will let you know. I will let you know when I'm selecting my inputs in the BRF plus. Not right now. I'll keep a note, but I will uh, discuss in the BRF plus. Okay, forget about that. What can I show? Okay, to answer on a high level your question, in the BRF plus, there are request headers, request line items. Two are there. Okay, I will not show, but to answer your question, there are request headers. One line item we can select in the BRF plus input, and second one, request line items. Request header means when you filling the request form, like business process, user ID, company code, any of the access request form. It will pick the value from request header. If it is a request line item, then it will pick from the your role input, whatever the business process. Suppose you have selected a business process in the access request basis, but the role business process is FI in the role. So whatever the value during the configuration you have selected, based on that the value it will pick and it will work the in the execution time. So there is a big difference. That is the reason I don't go in depth of that. The issue you are asking simple, but the intensity of the issue is very deeper. That you will come to know when why BRFLS is required and how we will set up the BRFLS condition. Mhm. No, no. This is where this is the business process. Mhm. 1 minute, sir. Super. Hey, Shrikant. See, whatever the latest request, it will be provisioned automatically the user group. It cannot be extended, na? Okay, Shrikant, what confusion you? What is your confusion? Hmm. No, no, no. I'm trying to access, but there are some issue. I don't know in the system. Yeah. Okay. No problem, sir. I'm not able to log in with your ID. I'm not able to get any NWBC. I tried different options, even end user logon also. I'm trying, but it is not allowing me to go inside and open the GRC request page. He's saying that error in RFC. RFC is good. I'm trying to open access request page, that input field and role attribute field. I was trying to show. Tried in NWBC, I'm not able to log in. He might have disabled the NWBC last time because we want to show the system, right? Okay, noticing the past. I took from my branch. Yes, yes. I, I got the details because see, no, I'm able to log in, but I need to complete configuration, na connector configuration, everything it should be there, na. See, hmm. See the password self service required NWBC page and end user logon required. Okay, probably no. What is the question? What is the question? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. That is where you want to configure your system to sorry pro scenario, right, in the function module. No. I have showed you during the pro pro scenario integration scenario. This is your SAP. There is SAP system. Meaning this RFC, this function module will integrate. This is kind of an interface. It will log in. This will interact with the whatever the systems you are mapping. Then there is a user, the RFC user, right? Connection. Now consider where we are. Okay. See, if you have a doubt, you have to clear it. That's it. So this one. So to communicate, right? The RFC connection. There is a user. This through this user, that interface will trigger automatically. This user has authorization, then it will assign. See, probably when you check the audit logs or change documents for any user, it might be a grc rfc user in the s4 hana. The interface will trigger, but it will communicate to whatever the rfc user id you will maintain here. This id will perform the activity in the backend system. Definitely. It has some internal function module. Na? It will see as soon as the interface will trigger automatically. There is some internal baddies will develop, right? The function modules will work automatically, but the user ID will see when we debug any issue. Then you came to know all the things. No, this is non-trusted. This is non-trusted. Trusted means you required RFC S underscore RFC S underscore RFC ACL authorization. That is a big concept. No, no, no. Mhm. Yes, you can keep the user ID and you can make it as current user also. Mhm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No? It will verifies the your user account and it should be appropriate RFC connection and RFC ACL authorization. Then it will start assigning the roles if it is a current user. But it should have RFC authorization and your account is also exist in the backend system. Okay, we'll discuss later that part. Okay, no. Mm-hmm. See, as soon as you are establishing the RFC connection, then definitely whatever the systems, like suppose if your SAP system, you will maintain the trust relation, then definitely globally you will also maintain trust relation. There is one to one. It cannot be only SAP systems. It is a trust relation. Non-SAP systems, it is not. Establish the RFC connections. The same you can follow. Mhm. Okay. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Okay. Do you have any standard reference note for this? Okay. 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 Yeah. Thanks. So you can share those notes in the group. Probably that would help. Okay. Oh, might be. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. That is a second option. Right now, I'm in still first option. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not able to. Okay, there are three options. First is BRFs. Okay. Second one is whatever you said, user details and user system groups. Manually, you need to select. Okay. During the request submission itself, you can select the access request or anything. So you will not configure this BRF plus thing. You can guide the user, and during the request submission itself, on the systems there is a user group. You can select the user group as well. That is the second option. Third option, you can create custom fields in the access request. That custom fields like a user group. There the details will be populated, whatever the data based on the business process in the role. Suppose I think I have Excel open. No, no, I will do that. Okay, there is a custom field here. During the role import, in the custom field, you can maintain suppose this business role. Okay. Or might be we can say basis. So, but you need to create a custom field. Okay, sorry. That's what I want to show. See, in the access request, there is a last tab called custom fields, right? So that custom field, this data will be populated. That is the reason I'm trying different options to get access request page, NWBC page. I tried in end user logon and different options, but I was not able to log in into the system. That option, NWBC page is not opening. So that is the reason I was not able to show that. So these are the three options. So one is BRF plus. Second one, yeah. So user groups and default and BRF plus combination. Both we can do. Second option is user should select manually in the user group. So the third option is custom, create custom fields. Custom fields. Then you can populate these data into the access request via role. As soon as you have selected the role in the custom field during the role import itself, we can fill the form, how the role name, business process, and everything. Similarly, we can maintain the custom groups. So these custom groups will automatically assign to the user. So right now, these three options would be there. There are different options we can think and we can use, but currently most of the companies they will use these three options for the user group point of view. And also, like yesterday, is asked one question: parameters, parameter ID. So think for P2P, the standard parameter values were different considering business process. For OTC or so like SD or MM or basis are based on the system. might be the parameter IDs were different. So we cannot keep all the parameters for based on the system specific. So in this way we can create custom, um, again custom fields for the based on the role we can pick it, or generally for a standard practice we can select same user groups, sorry, for parameters also we can select in the Spro. So both we can do in standard manually. If not, then we need to create a custom fields for the user groups and as well as parameter IDs, because parameters mostly it is a connector dependent. So any questions? We will take help from ABAP. ABAP will create. We will give the requirement, and they will create the custom fields. That custom field values we will maintain in the role import file before importing the roles. Or after import, we will just edit, or role edit, or re-import the file. Either way, it is fine in the WBC. So that as soon as the requested role approvals are completed, then immediately whenever the role assigned, automatically the user groups and user parameters, if any other fields, it will automatically assign. See, custom fields not don't think that only the user group. So generally there is no plant, in the GRC. There is no facility to assign plants for ECC level. You don't have a selection. Suppose if you create a plant based or legal entities, you can select legal entities or company code. Company code is a standard value. It will be available in the role search attribute. But plant based, there is no plant. So we can give authorization level, but user has to select based on the plant. Our complete role design is based on the plant. Then we need to create a custom field plant, Z plant, so that the plant values will be selected and maintained in the roles, so that it will automatically assign to the user, at least for selection. That is based on the requirement. We need to set with the developer. We will give the requirement. Then they will create the custom fields. Yes. Any requirement. See, we cannot achieve any standard practice. Then definitely we have to go for the custom. So based on the requirement, we will design the custom fields. Mhm. Business tool or business role. No, that's what I'm saying. See, parameter IDs might be. See, you can consider parameter IDs mostly on system specific. It cannot role specific. Okay. Okay. So yes, and you, if it is a role based, then if it is taking basis as a monitoring, basis as a development team, basis as a different roles, right? So we if parameters should be assigned to based on the system, not the role. If it is a role level, then yeah, then the role level, then we need to create a separate custom table, and we need to maintain each role specific what are the parameter IDs. That is part of design. Same screen, UIB screen, right? This not here, not here. See, we will sit with the developer, then the screen, right? GRC NWBC access request page. That UIB, that page is there. There they will create custom fields based on the web developer application. They will create that data will maintain in the role import file. Whatever the data we need to get the details from developers, and we will maintain in the custom fields. If you observe, I have highlighted a couple of custom fields values. No, that's what custom table you need to create in the GRC system level. Yes, yes. Okay. Any question? Mhm. No, no. If you maintained, then automatically will assign. Na? See, in the Spro right now we were in only uh, the parameters, right? I have not moved to parameters. User provisioning, user defaults. Suppose this we have selected, then click on the parameter. So there are different parameters. The value, I'm just maintaining one. Okay, I don't know what is the value, but see, as soon as the user group and parameter also will get assigned, but it is system specific. I will not. But yeah, yes, because we are inserted additional condition business process in the BRF class system, and yes, it will assign the parameter. But there are some requirements like if it is role based, then it will be a problem because each role has different, right. GL account is a different month, and there are in finance only ARAP process and integration. If it you go functional level roles, then it will be very big difficult, right? No, we can, but we can achieve it. If it is too much customization, then we will take ABAP help. See, as soon as GRC implemented, uh, you should be a very less access. Like you cannot touch the user and modify manually. That is what your goal using the GRC implementation. So you will try to automate the complete process. See, you are implementing GRC, but again you are changing user group, and you are uh, changing the parameters, assigning the parameters, which is again a combination of automation and manual work, right? Sometimes you may forget, then again user come back with incident. Then what is your, instead of that, you are reducing, you are again increasing the time, 2 to 3 days time user is waiting, even though it is GRC implemented, right? But ideally the tool has to complete or fulfill the and reduce the time and reduce the manual work as well. That's what I'm saying. You need to develop a, if it is that is the requirement, you need to create a custom table, but it's a lengthy process. You need to select role, parameter, system, like the custom table like this: role, sorry, system, role, then parameter ID, parameter value. If any other fields, like in case any other values is required in the custom table, then role, right? Definitely you have thousands of roles, so all the roles you need to upload. So it's a kind of a mass maintenance activity. You can use file, download and upload. You can set the parameter value, appropriate parameter values, and once you set up this, then automatically your values will be assigned during the request submission. Definitely, definitely. Yes. Okay, any questions? I'm not sure, like we have covered only one, but we have planned so many. So what is it on now? Oh, okay, any questions? Okay, yeah. Okay, now maintain review rejections. So maintain review rejections means this, whenever you want to reject the request, this would help mainly on UR, and in case any access request, you can maintain this and the request is got rejected at the user or role or rest. Like we can use SOD review and user UR review. You can select the reason. You will create different reasons so that these reasons will be populated in the access request and you can reject the request. But we will discuss more on UR session. You will get what is the purpose of that. This is one of the input feed for review rejection reasons. Okay, maintain password self-service. Maintain password self-service is one of the activity users themselves, they can reset the password, whatever the password they require, they can reset it up so that we can avoid incidents. But right now this PSS configuration is not implemented most of the companies because of SSO. So as soon as a single sign-on was configured, so you don't require to reset the password. You can direct with it, log in with your network password. But There are some steps we can configure. First, to configure the PSS, make sure that a data source should be exist. Any of the data source. I have selected GRC system. Then once data source is okay, then maintain connector settings. See, this is the step. Access control, maintain connector settings. Here, if you scroll down, there is a PSS, password self-service. So when you integrated the connector configuration steps, make sure that in case you want to configure password self-service, you have to select the systems that are applicable. I'm not selecting ECC because of some RFC issues. Let's check these two systems. So this is the first step. Then second, data source. Then we need to go to user provisioning, password self-service. Here, password self-service global values. Challenge response. Now, password self-service, number of questions 1. Attempts. How many attempts? So even though the question answer, we can give 3 or 5, any attempts. 5 attempts, 1 question. So once done, then the question. Probably so what is your best friend name? So this is question active. So we can configure admin has set question. So once we have set the question, then you need to log into NWBC. Actually, you need to log into we need to log into NWBC and we need to check that. Sorry, I think we can continue next week. Last slide is end user logon, end user link. It is just only configuration, but I can explain without NWBC. No, PSS I have shared. Yeah, end user logon. I've shared one document. Okay, PSS probably I will show in the next. Just we need to select. We need to in the NWBC we need to go to select the question. We need to keep answer like a friend name Subarao or any name we can set it. Then we can select click on the password reset. Then select the system. Then reset the password. That's it. The configuration is very simple. First we need to enable the system, then we need to make sure that data source should be exist, and on the data source the user account should be exist. Then we can select the password reset, password self-service, and maintain the configuration like number of questions and the number of attempts. Same, we can go to the NWBC, we can update the answer. What is our question? Here there are two options. Right now I have selected admin. I have set the administrator question in the configuration. There is a additional option in the user level as well. User can select the questions and he can set the answers. Once he has configured, user has select the question and answer, the configuration is completed, then we have right now we have enabled two systems, the password self-service for two systems. So select the system, appropriate system, and he can enter the question and password. Then automatically he will get an option to reset the password for the particular system. Sorry, self-service only. No, see, okay, okay. Think in a different perspective in the company organization. Okay, if you have not set the question, I know Shrikant. I know his user account. I can password reset the password and I can use, right? No, there is a possibility. Sorry, okay. As a admin, I can do that, right? No, you can do that. You are asked for admin, everything is possible, right? At least for to avoid the compliance issues, user can set the questions. Why we can set for any questions or anything to check and appropriate whether the appropriate person or not, right? For to avoid the compliance issues in general. The basic details either you can set for the answers. We can make sure that the person is appropriate, right? No, for SSO, it is not required. For SSO, those who are installed SSO, it is not required. That is what I'm saying. But for since it is option is available, we are just discussing on the option. But if it is SSO was already implemented or established in the landscape, you don't require PSS configuration. This option is not at all required. This is optional. No, no. See, okay, since you are logged into the network, you are authenticated user, right? You are logged into the portal system, portal, there are icons, SAP GRC or S4 HANA system, whatever the roles which is provisioned. Automatically, the icons will be populated on the portal, right? You just click on the portal, then automatically you will be able to access the system. Why you required a password except basis team, basis and security? As an end user, why do you require to log into the GRC, sorry, through voice screen? It is not required. As soon as the SSO is, you don't require, the end users doesn't require PSS configuration. That is not our problem. No? That is a basis problem. That is a company problem. But no. See, Srikant, we can discuss ideal conditions, okay, but as a global condition, it is not required. Since the SSO is there, but ideal condition, exceptional conditions, there is a possibility. Okay, But in general, those who installed SS was configured, then it is not required to log into the GUI. No, no, that is, see, it may varies with the scenarios to scenarios. No, that's what I'm saying. Na, basis team should be there. End users, that is a different case. If it is a case. Yes, yes, Subha. See, as soon as you have selected the system in the connection settings, systems it will pick. But we need to select. There are 4 or 5 systems. Probably you need to select the system. Yes. Yeah. The Spro question which I have created is a admin question. There are two options: admin and user choice. If you want to go with the admin choice, whatever the question I have set up, you can maintain the answer. If user want to maintain the question, then he can create the question and he will maintain the answers. That is a choice in the NWBC itself. No, only admin question only. Question only. But in the NWBC page, you need to maintain the answer for admin question. There you have a choice: user question or administrator question. So if it is you can select the drop down administrator question. Then whatever the question I have maintained in the configured in the Spro, that will be displayed. Then you can maintain your answer. If user choice question, then you need to maintain the question and as well as answers in the NWBC itself. That depends how you are selecting your inputs. Okay. Okay. The last one is end user logon. End user logon configuration. It has two activities. One is I have maintained there are some set of okay, in the end user logon. You need to select each and every service in the SICF. Click on the logon data. You need to create one service user. Okay, service user, maybe service or system service user. You can set the password. The same details you need to maintain for all the services. Okay, all these skip services, and the user should assign the appropriate roles. I've selected the roles as well. All these roles should be assigned to user, whatever the user service user you are creating. This user should assign the authorizations, and each and every service you need to log in, and you need to maintain internet user. You can maintain the user options. Authentication is internet user for all the services. Just double click on it, then click on the logon data, maintain internet user, username and password. Then just click on the test service. One minute. Let me complete. So click on test service. Come on here. So this here you can give the username, but I don't know why you might have some configuration. But as soon as you can give the username, you will get the only the few basic details, because we have restricted. We have not given the complete NWBC authorization. It will give you the only request authorization role. Based on the role, it will might be my inbox, request status, and everything. And right side, the password self-service, like access request, kind of basic details. It will be displayed. But I forgot to tell you one another point is, as soon as you are maintaining the end user verification login, maintain authentication data sources, no, so that in the access end user logon page, it won't display the it won't ask the password. So basically three activities. One is select all the services, create one user, maintain that user in all the services, and assign the appropriate roles. That's it. Yes, sir. Yes, service user. So now, what is the purpose of maintain end user link? Because GRC is also SAP system, and it requires all the SAP users to submit their request, right? In the company, they need to submit the request for any access or anything for all SAP users, end users, IT users, everybody. So SAP, if we will create users in GRC system, then it will be a license cost. Ideally, all the end users doesn't require access. If it is company has 10,000 users, only 1,000 users, IT users, approvers, basis and security team, only those 1,000 users should require GRC system access. They can pay the license, appropriate license, so that SAP will charge fast. But other users, they doesn't require GRC system access. They need only access to submit the request. For that, what SAP has provided, we can create one service user account that will maintain all the web applications, Web Pro applications, end user logon and the links. Suppose if it is a password self-service, then it will work through this link. Like this request status, you want to check the request status, that particular Web Pro link. So the same user will maintain in the logon data tab and make it as internet user, so that as soon as you click on the logon, end user logon tab, automatically the internet user will interact to the system, because that user account is exist in the GRC system. Why we will maintain authentication data source, end user verification is no, because this end user will not exist in the GRC system. So that is the reason, with help of internet user, it will interact and complete the activity, just request submission. You got it point? Any request, like end user might be lock, unlock, create and change request. If it is IT user, anyway they have access, but they will also log into the page and they can submit, because we will control authorization for IT users through EAM role. So they will be able to submit the EAM request, but end users cannot do. That is additional roles which we can assign, right? Request status, submitting the request. No, access request. Additionally, see, for end user perspective, it is only a basic authorization: create request, change request, and unlock account. Probably with the same end user link, for a IT user, we will assign additional roles in the GRC system, so that he will be able to see the access request. Yeah, this is the service. You can register your questions. End user can register your questions. If it is a template request there is. and we will share one complete document for the steps whatever I have uh, maintained here. It has detailed steps. SAP standard document. Yeah, we will share, but mhm. That's what. Now we will share this end user link. Okay, let me log into the system. Let me log into the system. Yeah, we will share that link to users. Okay. Where am I? Test users. Okay. So whatever I'm just click on the test user link, right? This link we will share to the end users. Yeah. Anything. We will share. Yeah, that's right. This link will share to the users. So directly they will go, and they don't have access directly, they can browse this. They will get at this. Yeah, they will give the username and click on login. They will able to access the page via internet user. So they don't require GRC system access, and they don't, for this they will, that SAP will won't charge anything on the license prospect. So it will reduce us the cost. So this is the option SAP has provided. Yeah. So yeah.